Hey, today we're going to talk about the tax year 2020 deductions that you don't want to leave on the table. The very first and important one I say is going to be the paid sick and family medical leave in response to the coronavirus. So we know that we're still in the midst of this pandemic, and we have been affected by it in so many ways. So whether it was because you had the virus or you had direct exposure to the virus and a physician recommended that you self-quarantine, maybe your child's school or daycare was closed and you were not able to work, whatever that situation is, there is a great chance that you are entitled to some of the credit. And so there is a max with both of them combined, a max up to $15,110. If you like to prepare your own tax return, then I've linked the direct link in the description so that you can actually read in detail, know that to see if you qualify. If you actually have a tax professional, then definitely get with your tax professional to see what portion of this that you qualify for, or your CPA if that's your situation, whatever your situation is. But make sure that you do not leave that money on the table. Don't leave it on the table, because whichever way that you were affected, you'll be able to take a portion, if not all of it. And even if you don't take all of it, a portion most likely. And so just make sure that you are aware of that and doing things properly so that you can take advantage of that. The next thing is making sure that you're filing your per diem for your meal deductions, which the IRS allows you to take $63 a day. I really didn't think that I would be faced with one of the situations I had recently, but I actually had a driver tell me that, well, I'm used to paying them back anyway. I always have to pay Uncle Sam. I don't even worry about it. I don't take no per diem. I don't do nothing. I don't try to keep up with no receipts. I don't try to do any of that. And I told him, I said, well, the per diem is the standard deduction. Basically, you need to keep up with when you were on the road, when you came off the road. And it's something as simple as, you can, everybody has a phone. You can get a simple piece of paper and just keep track of the days that you were actually on the road, right? And so we know if you're on the road, you eat. And so right now, $63 per day, okay? Let's just say in January, you were actually, so let's, no, we're gonna do January. Let's say that you was out on the road 300 days out of the year. That's a total of $18,900 that you can take. Why would you leave that money on the table? You chose to be your own boss and your own business owner to scale up. You're not gonna scale up if you're just giving your money away and you don't care where it goes. So that means you don't keep track of it. You don't know what you got and what you spend. And so no, you should want to scale up. Don't leave any deductions on the table. If you're entitled to it, then take it. They give it to you for a reason. So just because you made over $100,000 and you feel like, what, I'm gonna have to pay them, then you might have to pay them something, because that's the price of actually growing. So sometimes we start out, we get a little refund, then we get to a point where we're not really getting anything back, we're breaking even. Then we get to a point where we owe something. So we know we upgrading, we're moving up in the world. And so, that's growth, but you don't want to leave anything on the table. Why should you? If they're not gonna cut you in slack from your tax bill. And so make sure that you take advantage of the deductions that you need. And it's simple. You can use your phone, and log the days, mark your calendar on your phone. At the end of the week, these were the days that I was out. Get you a regular piece of paper, get you a $1 calendar from Walmart or the dollar store. And just, you can mark X's on it if you want to. X can stand for the day that you was away. Nothing means that you was at home. It's craft it to be your very own. It doesn't matter how you keep track of it, as long as you keep track of it. And keeping track of it is very important. This is partially why I talk about using a system. For me, I use QuickBooks Online. I'm a QuickBooks. They use QuickBooks, but you need some kind of system. You need some kind of system to keep track of your expenses. because the more organized you are in your business, the more profitable you're going to be. You're going to be able to scale back, cut your tax bill, and save. And that should be the goal. You know, you don't want to just have one truck, do you? You know, and even if you do have one truck, you don't have to just stay at the lower six figure at 100,000. You know, the goal should then be, okay, let me hit $250,000, let me hit $500,000, you know, just whatever. But if you just living recklessly, it's gonna be hard for you to, you know, reach that goal and kind of grow. And so take advantage of that. Take advantage of your meal deductions. If you take the standard per diem, it's $63, and that's just the standard deduction. You don't really have to worry about. But that part of the statement, I need to take back, because it's still important that you keep up with your receipts. Now, I don't believe in the little shoebox method, but a lot of you still do, and that's fine. But take a picture of your receipt, and then you don't have to worry about actually keeping up with the physical copy. Because, you know, sometimes, you know, once they get old, you can't read it anymore. And so they're not legible, so they're no good to you anyway. And so you want to make sure that you're creating a system with processes that's going to flow properly and efficiently for you in your business. And then here is the work-related education expense. So if you have incurred fees, if you've invested in any kind of training for yourself to help you in your career on this entrepreneur journey, then those are expenses that you are able to deduct. There's someone that I spoke with recently, and he actually has a mentor. And so that's an expense that he can write off, because he's actually paying someone to actually help him in his business. He's paying for training from someone. And so just make sure that you don't leave anything on the table. It's little small things like that what we take for granted, and we think, well, you know, I probably can't use it. I just don't want to. I don't think that it'll be big enough or worth the headache, so I'm not even going to attempt to do it. But you know, we want to be profitable. We want to take all the deductions that we're allowed to take. And so we want to make sure that we're doing that, okay? And then this is the bonus. So I have W-2 earners who have been inquiring about the home office deduction, because since the pandemic, they're required to telework, right? And so although you have an office at the business location where you work at, because you've been working from home for the last few months, you want to know, can you take? So I think that you should be able to take it. I really do. But the IRS says that you cannot take that deduction. It does have to be dedicated work area in your home, and you can't take it just because you're working from home, right? And so even sometimes myself, I might work from my kitchen table. I get my laptop out and I'm doing things in the house, and so I'll sit there and I'll work from my kitchen table. Well, I can't deduct that home office expense, right? So it's actually for a designated area. So it ain't fair. You know, it's not fair, but, well, maybe it's fair. I don't know. But the IRS says that you can't take that deduction, sorry. So it does have to be for self-employed. You know, you have to be a business owner in order to take that home office deduction. You can't be a W-2 employee. I know, right? That sucks. But yeah, so I'll be coming back next week. I'm Jessica Bell at B143 Tax Code and Bookkeeping. I'm a pro advisor with QuickBooks Online, here to help maximize and strategize deductions for owner operators. And so until next time, you all stay loaded and be safe out there.